So, following the template of stretching, mobilizing, activating, strengthening, for the lower back, you want to think about where the lower back is. This general area, it's above the hips, okay, and it's above the knees. So a lot of times, people, what I notice is we tend to bend too much from the lower back because we're not bending from the hips too much, or we're not activating those hips or whatnot. Or the hips might just be too stiff. You can't bend down. So instead of bending down like this, we bend down like this. So one of the stretches that you can do on your own, but you see that I'm going to stick here, any broomstick or any mop, to make it more real for some people, because some people just are motor morons, as they call it. They're just disconnected or just uncoordinated. So what you do is you put a stick like this, 3 points of contact: your head, upper back, and your buttock. And then you want a little space about the thickness of your hand between the stick and your lower back. Okay? So I put my hands on top of the stick, and what you're going to do is, keeping those 3 points of contact and a little bit of space, or what we call a lordosis, or lumbar lordosis, just an arch, is you're going to tip forward as far as you comfortably can, keeping those 3 points of contact and an arch. That way we're isolating the movement at the hips. There's a hinge at the hips right here. Okay? Now make it more capoeira specific. I can go with cadeira. And you're bending more from the hips. This is going to give you an idea how you can bend from the hips more. But obviously, functionally, you're not just going to bend from your hips. You're going to bend from the hips, my back, my knees, and that's how you get down really low. A lot of times people don't know how to use the hips, and they just use wherever they have the pain, that's where they're moving from. That's their compensation point. So another way you're going to do it is you get in Jenga position. Okay? 3 points of contact. And then you bend forward just from the hip. And this could be a stretch, right?
Round your back. If you round his back, you'll see it won't be the same. I'm just trying to give you guys a visual. Like when we pair you up, you have some, you can use something like this to look at your partner and see if it hangs.
Okay, so the stretch is this. This is when you're getting the most bang for your buck. So let's pretend you have a stick. Front leg is the one that's going to be stretched. You get 3 points of contact: head, upper back, and buttock. You hinge or hit, you bend from the hip, like this. You're going to feel it somewhere in the back of your leg. You want to make sure here. If you don't have a stick, either you or your partner will do. You're going to pinch your skin horizontally like this. Okay?
Some people, you have to find where the skin is at. Some people's skin against their back is very tight.
And then you just bend forward until the pinch is gone.
Come back up. Watch his back. You're going to see everything bend together. He's bending, and then once it stops, he's only going to bend from here. Keep going, and I'm going to lose the skin because these have locked up. The hamstrings won't stretch anymore, and now you're just getting the stretch from the thoracic, or the rectus here in the thoracic back.
Okay. So that's one way of doing it both sides. And you can also do it together. Okay. Same thing with the skin pinching. We want to bend more from the hips. And as you get lower, if you start moving, pushing your legs out more, it's just going to stretch out your hips more. So back is straight. My knees are bent a little bit, just to show you the specific movement to capoeira. But to isolate it, just the hips. Keep the knees a little bit straighter, and then you just bend. Okay? And you just feel it there. Now, as a drill, as an activation drill too, as a stretch, what you can also do is just do it with the stick, or just move as many times as you want until you learn how to move from that hip. For some people, if someone came to me with a back pain and this was their issue, and for therapy or whatnot, what I would teach them to do, I would have them go into Jenga with this. Now, this is no way Camisa will kick you out if you do Jenga like this. But what we're doing here is we're re-educating somebody how to use their hips more as you're doing the movement. Okay? So it's not re-educating the